Thank you, Michael. Hi, everyone. My name is Scot Hamilton. I'm the Vice President of Engineering for eBay Seller Experience Organization. I'm excited to be here today to tell you about some important updates and changes we're making to APIs that support sellers. Specifically, I'm going to go over 4 areas. The first 3 are brand new features that we're offering through our API toolset for sellers: video, coded coupons, and a Terapeak Research API. The last is some general updates we've made to APIs that are already existing based upon your feedback. So let's jump right in. The first area I'd like to touch upon is video. Video is such an exciting opportunity for sellers and a great way to tell their story about themselves and the things they're selling. We've wanted to bring it to the forefront for a long while, and we've done so now. Video is important itself, but so is understanding how to work with it. And I'd like to take you through the API-based process in the lifecycle of video of how you can use them with your listings. There's 3 steps to the overall process. The first 2 steps relate to using a brand new API called the Media API. The first step using the Media API is to create a record for a video. So it's a very simple call to the API that'll return back an object ID. That key, that object ID, is what you'll use for the rest of the process. Step 2 is to upload the binary version of your video to the API, and you'll reference with that a little bit of description around the video and that same key and object ID you got from the first step. From there, you are free to proceed on to step number 3, which is to attach that video to your listing. But I'm going to come back to that in a moment. As soon as you finish uploading a video, behind the scenes, a process kicks off to do a few things on that regarding that video. The first is to analyze it, make sure it's the right format, the right length, and be optimized for viewing for buyers on eBay. Now, in some scenarios, that processing might fail, and the uploader would be notified of the reason why for that, and they can re-upload the video and go from there. The second thing this lifecycle process does is look at the moderation of the video. We go through the content to make sure it's in clear compliance with all of eBay's terms and conditions for safety and trusted safety. On the basis all of that works out, which most times it will, it'll be available and viewable for buyers on the site eBay, but only once it's been attached to a listing. So the next step that you can do right after step 2 is to use the existing trading API using add item or revise item or that family of calls to attach that object ID you've got in step 1 to that listing. And again, you don't have to wait for that entire lifecycle processing to finish behind the scenes. You can do it right away. And the way this will work is your listing will be viewable to buyers just as it would be if it didn't have the video. And once the validation and moderation have passed against that video, it'll just appear to buyers as soon as it's ready. So very easy, 3 simple steps. Taking a little bit of a deeper look, you can get an idea for what the request to the Media API looks like for both creating the video record, which is that first fragment of code there on the upper right, as well as what it takes to upload a video using the post for the binary object itself. Pretty straightforward, but as I've captured here in the lower left, there's some things to note around the format that we expect the video to be in, its maximum overall size, maximum length, and how long we'll hold on to the video, the retention period, before it gets deleted if not attached to a listing. These are the capabilities and features that we're offering with the beta. Some of those things to note about the video format might change in the final version, but it should be pretty close. Anyway, this is available to you now for all related listings in the US and encourage you to try it out. This is step 1 and 2 of the process I talked about. Step 3, it again is attaching that video to your listings. And as you might expect, this is very straightforward as well. Just about including the video ID tag inside of the add item, revise item request, and that attached to the listing. Over here on the left, showing the full set of calls on the trading API that will allow you to attach a video to a listing, either existing listings or new ones. And as I mentioned, this is available for all US listings right now that'll expand to other countries later on. In Q3, in addition to the trading API, you'll be able to do the same attachment to listings in the inventory API, merge integration platform, and the file exchange system. And those are coming in Q3. So what more than to talk about it? But in a moment, I'll show you a demo as well. So as you can see here, though, once your videos have been uploaded and processed and attached to a listing, it's available for buyers to see in native. This is live, and desktop is coming in Q3 of this year. So to bring this to life, I'd like to invite my partner from eBay's platform API group, Shaker Banerjee, to do a demo of the upload of a video and attach it to listings. So come on up, Shaker. Talk to you in a few minutes.
Hi folks, in this short demo we will upload a video to eBay using the Media API. and we will attach the uploaded video to a listing. So uploading a video to eBay is through APIs is just two simple steps. The first is to submit the metadata about the video to be uploaded, and what you see here is the first step where you submit the metadata. The most critical element here is the size, and it needs to match the video size precisely, and as you see, that is exactly what we have. And the classification is essentially the intent behind the video. So at this point we only support item or listing videos. One thing I would like to point out before we proceed, that this API, media API, requires cell.inventory scope. Returning back to the demo. So step one, we execute this metadata upload, and the system responds with the 201 created, which means a video ID has been created, and here's the location for executing any gets on it or uploads on it, and here's the video ID. So we'll use this video ID for our subsequent step of actually uploading the video. The second step, a couple of things I would like to point out. One is that at this point we will actually upload the file. The content type would need to be specified, which is application octet stream, and of course we will attach our videos. We will pick user eBay 5 test video and then hit send. And by the way, while this is uploading, I'd like to point out that the moment you have a video ID, even before you've uploaded a video content, you could potentially use that ID to attach it to your listings and then upload content against the video ID at a later point. Now once you upload the video, let's execute a get on this. So you see here that the status states processing, and processing indicates that this video is going through transcoding and subsequent any malware detection, and then eventually the moderation queue. Now this video will remain in processing status till the moderation completes. But however, just to point out that you could attach a video ID to a listing at any given point. You don't need to wait for it to turn live after all the processing it goes through. But once it's processed, and the status will flip to live, and you'll see the playlists. So for a demonstration of that, I'll use an earlier video that I had uploaded. So this is what you would see for a video with status live. You would see a thumbnail which is captured from the first frame of the video, and you would also see the playlist. And as you can see, we support Dash and HLS protocols. I will next assign this video to one of my existing listings using a revise item call. So here's the item that I would be revising to have videos. So my item ID ending in 811, and then the video ID that we just saw. So I have it in this revise item call. You'll see this is how we pass. This is the same as what you do in add item. You have a video details section and you pass your video IDs to your listing. That's about it. And let's execute that, and next we will see this play on an iPhone for this listing. So here's the listing that we just edited. So let's take a look. So here's the image that I already had, and at position 2, here is the video. Let's play it. And that concludes this demo.
Thank you, Shaker. That was a great demo, and I hope you all enjoyed it and now have an understanding how to use videos on eBay. Thank you so much. On to the next topic. As you heard Michael talk about earlier, coded coupons is an exciting offering for sellers and very impactful too. Anytime we offer a new feature in our APIs for sellers to use, we know what value it has, and we do our best to help you understand why it's worth your time adding that feature to applications. But I really want to just make clear and stress two reasons why that's super important and worthwhile to do so as related to coupons. So as you saw in the details that Mike shared earlier, and I'll share again with you here, we have made coupons visible to buyers at every stage of the purchase consideration. It's on search results, it's on view item, it's on checkout, it's on native, it's on desktop. We've made a big investment to make sure these are super easy for buyers to adopt and make use of. And we know sellers love creating them and buyers love using them. So we want you to know we put the investment in to make this worth your while from an experience perspective, but you don't have to take our word for it. What I can show you here too is the second major reason to adopt this feature is that it works. Sellers right out of the gates began creating campaigns for coupons for buyers. And that left graph up there shows you just how quickly it did from the moment we launched it on the desktop. And it has been growing ever since. That next graph actually represents the sales that have occurred on eBay as a result of sellers using coupons. So this is sales driven because of those coupons. And I don't know about you, but I don't often get to see graphs that steep. It was really rewarding to see sellers use this feature, and for just as much so for buyers to be able to take it up and leverage it. And while for legal reasons, I can't disclose the overall scale of what there is on the left part of that graph, the vertical part of it, but I can tell you those sales are well past 7 digits. So it's exciting, it's an important feature, and it's worthwhile to adopt. In addition to that, as you can see, customers, sellers themselves love it, as do buyers, and sellers can see the impact of that. Partners are talking about it as well. So coupons are fast, easy, and effective. They work well for return buyers. Sellers love them, and buyers can't resist using them. Now, to make it easy for you to adopt, we've put the functionality for coded coupons right into our existing marketing API. And we did so, we paid extra special attention to make sure that we kept as many things the same for coupons as they are for other types of marketing campaigns that exist. So for volume pricing, order level discounts, sale events, there were a set of existing ways to specify the discount rules, how to select inventory, and this rule criteria about category selection, things of that sort. So we've kept those constructs exactly the same for coded coupons, so they're easy for you to adopt. The only things that we've added new is a promotion subtype, so you can specify this is for a coupon and not only the discount types that have been in the marketing API, but also the fields that are specific to being able to customize the details of the coupon campaign. Discount amount, discount type, budget, buyer level engagement, things of that sort. So I'm going to take you through a demo of this in just a moment, but I want you to know that this is something that we're deeply working on. We'll be launching in Q3, and it's very real, and I want to give you a sneak peek of that today. So let's launch over to a demo, and demos are always demos, so let's see how it goes. So if I'm a seller and I came to Seller Hub, I can create a coupon by coming to this coupon management page. From here, I'd go to the dropdown, I'd say create coupon, which would take me to this screen here, where I'd actually be able to see the campaign setup information for that coupon. It's a lot on this page, but it's pretty intuitive to use, as Michael shared with you earlier. You can create a public or private coupon, configure the discount amounts, the usage limits, the item eligibility, and ultimately when you want the campaign to start and finish. So I could very easily create a coupon here, but instead of doing it in the user experience, I'm going to do it using the API. So this here itself is a request to create a coupon for $5 off a spend of $50 or more. I've gone ahead and added the promotion URLs and pictures to make sure it can be effectively seen by buyers. I put in a coupon code, configured the spend amount, and in this case, I've associated it with a single listing versus doing it for a category as a whole or other items. So from here, I will go ahead and fire this off. And from this end, I can go back to this view here in Seller Hub, and you'll be able to see that the coupon itself has been created. And if I click into here, you can actually see that listing has been added to the campaign and coupon with the exact set of criteria that I offered. Now, I'll go back, one more view, and to show you one other example before we move on from this section. The second example I have is a coupon for 20% off of rain gear, in this case, rain gutter equipment for houses. Again, the criteria for this one has been set up to do for a given category, so all listings in this category take place, and I configure the discount and spend limits up here. So let me send this one off as well, and you'll be able to see that. I go back to here, if I refresh this page, the second coupon should show up, and sure enough, there it is. And there's the discount page for this too, with that same coupon. So a very easy way to create coupons. And within the same API, there'll be abilities that you'll have in the web experience too, which is to suspend a promotion, resume a promotion, end a promotion, and actually delete it. So full gamut of operations for coupons available in the public API coming to you in Q3. And that is coupons. So let's move on to the next section. The next section I want to share with you is Terapeak. Terapeak is an outstanding resource for doing price and product discovery research. It is a company, so it started off with a company that was separate eBay, and we purchased them and brought them in-house 3 years ago. And in that time, completely rebuilt their platform to make it more accessible, contain more data, be more real-time, to provide more power to sellers and parties. And as Michael shared with you earlier today, this has been accessible through Seller Hub, and we've been making improvements to that time. Sellers have loved this. It used to be restricted to just store sellers, but we've opened it up to all sellers now who can get this great benefit of Terapeak. But it provides a full 3-year transactional history of every sale that's occurred on eBay and all the data points you could want. And we want to unlock this power now and put it into the hands of developers and sellers so we can offer it through the API as well. And that's exactly what we're doing in Q3 as we launch a brand new Terapeak API in Q3. Now, Terapeak itself has a number of different capabilities. Product research is the main capability that sellers come to. We've recently also launched something called sourcing insights and a couple other features, and those will be coming in later versions of the API. But the beta version of the API launching in Q3 will have full support for eBay's product research to Terapeak's dataset. This will include 1 to 3 full years of transaction history, every transaction related to auction, fixed price, best offer. In the case of best offer, see the actual best offer completion price. It gives insights and clear view into which transactions use promoted listings and which ones use certain marketing tools to again help sellers know how to best structure and position their license or listings. It can be used for research for new opportunities, or in cases too where you want to help sellers sell things, you can even show them the past purchase, what it's worth, and make it easy for them to list those. Now, as important as this data is, and we want sellers to make use of it, we also want to make sure that it's used for supporting business on eBay. So we will have strict access control around it, and it will be a tiered system such that by default, sellers will have access to a limited set of queries across all categories for a given day. And for categories where there's been demonstrated sales history and growth, they will have deeper levels of access to both breadth and quality and volume of data they can fetch from the API. The biggest thing you can do right now, if you have interest in this, is to reach out to your representative with the eBay developer program, or go to developer.ebay.com and request access to this so that when we launch the beta in Q3, you can be part of the first population to get access to this API. So again, I'd like to give you a bit of a sneak peek into what we're working on for what we'll be launching in Q3. Great. So for Terapeak research, this is where sellers would find it in Seller Hub. They can come in and basically do a query or a search for a given product area. In this case, I'll do a pretty common example called iPhone 12 Pro. For this, I will filter it down further to condition new, and also the fixed price format. There is a lot of powerful information here for sellers to see and use. The first thing I'll note is these top level statistics that can really give great insights into the average sold price, sale price range, amounts of free shipping, total sold, number of sellers, and the total sales volume for the date range that I specified. In addition to that, it's possible to go in and see sales trends of average sales price over time, other statistics around velocity, and a comparison of price to volume sold, which is really important to get a sense of that price elasticity. So this has been a powerful tool for sellers available in our Seller Hub experience for a little more than the last year. And we're excited now to bring this to the API. So I'd like to give you a brief demo of how the API will perform for you, look for you, with the first beta API rolling out in Q3. Coming back over to Postman here. If I come into this first example, what I'll do is show you a request for iPhone 12 Pro, where again, I filtered by condition new and also fixed price and specified the category I want to search within. That's optional. I don't have to do any of those filters, but I've decided to for this use case. So I can fire this request off, and you'll see what I'll get back is the same top level stats around average sales price, the price range, volume sold in this case for this particular date range here, last month or so. Total sales amount, shipping average, free shipping, number of sellers, number of listings. From there, if I want to dig into the details for that, this other endpoint here called Find Listing Metrics will actually show me the individual listings and transactions that have occurred into that. So I can trust and verify and get an even deeper view in the data that came from those top level stats. And lastly, the velocity part to understand how things are working from a price elasticity perspective, the average sales price to the average sales volume, and over a date range or day series or time series. This operation here, Find Metric Trends, will do this for you. And it will give you, again, broken out day by day, the average sales price, total sold count. And to this, we'll be adding other data points to go along with that time series data. So with this, you can get a good sense of product research, listings supporting it, along with the related transactions, and then the velocity information to understand how things are performing over time and relative to price. Now, iPhone 12 Pro is a very common bit of inventory, so sure, this works well for that. But to give you an idea, this can be used for any inventory type. Here's another example for just something as a little bit less granular, but around a DKNY blue blouse. So in our clothing, shoes, and accessories area on eBay. The great thing about Terapeak is that it will work for structured and non-structured or catalog and non-catalog-based items. It can work for any set of inventory that's out there. So here's the information for that blue DKNY blouse. I can do the same thing around getting the top level metrics for that, for the same request, and the supporting listings, and dig into it. And again, that's one step further removed from what you consider to be kind of true commodity goods related things into the consumer selling, clothing, shoes, and accessories space. But we can go even longer tail than that. So an example here, if you work in the antique collectible space and you want to get an idea of how well this 1936 Mills QT slot machine is for selling on eBay and what the price relativity should be for that, you can do that for here too. So even something as long tail as that has effective information for pricing and sales volumes around that. And similarly, even for the sales trends themselves about how they're performing over various days and months. So a very powerful tool, a lot of data that will be at your fingertips with the API for either putting this visually in front of sellers or putting automated processes against it to best optimize your inventory. Much more to come on that, but this API will be available in Q3. You can check with eBay Developer Program to sign up now to be among the first set of partners given access to the API, and we hope you enjoy it, and we'd love to get your feedback. Last up today, I'd like to take you through a number of other improvements we made to existing APIs. The last few things I shared were brand new features. These are improvements to existing APIs based upon your feedback. So specifically for the inventory API, we've now rounded out feature parity with the other listing-based APIs, most notably the trading API that we have, by adding in the following features. We now have support for auctions in the inventory API. We have support for secondary category, for doing scheduled listings, and this is something that isn't available in any other API at eBay for creating listings, but the ability to have multi-warehouse support. So if you are a seller who have multi-warehouses and you use the inventory API, you can actually use this to specify what inventory is at, and this will really help with estimated delivery times and fulfillment-related opportunities. So we're proud to bring inventory API not up to just par with trading API, but now actually offer capabilities beyond the trading API, and we hope you enjoy those. The recommendations API has been out for a while. It provides opportunities for sellers to understand how they can optimize many facets of the listings, whether they have the right item specifics or they're missing some that are impactful, photo information. But now we're going to further enhance the guidance we're giving out related to promoted listings. Up until now, the bid percentages for promoted listings were done at a category level, which was helpful, but in some cases not precise enough to where sellers really can get the best sense of what the optimal bid percentage is for a PL campaign for that listing, either leaving money on the table or spending unnecessarily. So now we bring item level recommended bid percentages out so you can get a sense of just what the trending rate is for items very similar to that one and be optimal in the spend around promoted listings for your inventory. A big improvement for your API. We hope you enjoy that. And lastly, for the fulfillment API, which is the go-to place to really handle fulfillment of orders, uploading tracking information, knowing what's been shipped, fulfilled. But we wanted to round that out even further based upon your feedback to give you more information at your fingertips. So as part of that, we're now offering support for eBay's Authenticity Guarantee Program to where you can understand orders that are related to that and the additional steps necessary. For sellers and applications that do support buy online, pick up in store, BOPIS, we offer proof of pickup. so that you can have assurance and have that in your records to have any further conversations with customers. We also handle now advanced payment dispute. So portions of post-transaction payment dispute weren't supported before, but now the full gamut is there. And also tax locations fields, which we've heard loud and clear will help with the reconciliation processes. So a suite of updates to these APIs based upon your feedback. And we hope that they make your usage of these APIs even better for the sellers you support. So rounding it out, really exciting day. Happy to be here and share these updates with you. The 3 new features around video, so make sure you leverage that. Secondly, around code of coupons, that's coming in Q3. Jump on that. You've seen the impact that it has with both sellers and buyers engagement there, and how easy it is to use if you're already using the other parts of the marketing API. And lastly, around Terapeak, something we've been talking about for a long time is arriving for your use in Q3, and you've seen just what that's going to expose and make available to you, along with the access requirements to that. And then lastly, some of these other important updates. Thank you very much for your time. We're here for you. Give us your feedback offline. It means the world to us. And next up, I'd like to invite Mohit and Richard to talk about EU VAT related needs. Thank you so much.